Welcome to Aslan Speaks, Episode 7, Overcoming Bipolar Disorder. Throughout my life, I've come across people with bipolar disorder. I've come across friends who've had this, and this video was inspired by a person I recently met that wanted to become a better version of herself or overcome this disorder. So it really triggered me to really think deeply, and I was inspired by this person to create this video. So today I'll be discussing bipolar disorder. But before I dive deeper on this subject, I have to say this. Here's a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. What's that? I'm not a doctor? Yep, I'm not a doctor. This is an opinion piece. This is my opinion. Please consult a doctor before you try anything in this video. I'm not an expert in bipolar disorder. Yes, you guys might be shocked. I'm not an expert. So once again, consult or talk to your doctor first. All right, so what is bipolar disorder? Do you know? We all have an idea, right? We've seen people, but we don't know the definition that's in the Webster Dictionary. So here it is. Bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depression, is a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs and lows. When you become depressed, you may feel sad or hopeless and lose interest or pleasure in most activities. When your mood shifts to mania or hypomania, you may feel like a full of energy or even unusual irritable. These mood swings can affect your sleep, energy, activity, judgment, behavior, and the ability to think clearly. Episodes of mood swings may occur rarely or multiple times a year. While most people will experience some emotional symptoms between episodes, some may not experience any in their lifetime or any weird experiences. Everyone has different experiences. Although right? Tongue twister. Let's try that again. Although bipolar disorder is a lifelong condition, you can manage your mood swings and other symptoms by following a treatment plan. In most cases, bipolar disorder is treated with medication and psychological counseling. Wow. Well, now that I shared that lengthy definition of bipolar disorder, I will share with you my opinion of bipolar disorder. So, to be honest, most humans are barely in control of their emotions, mind, or thoughts. Well, people with bipolar disorder, in my opinion, I always have to say that word, my opinion, just need a little help learning to control their emotions, mind, and thoughts. Many doctors just describe, they describe bipolarism, or they even diagnose it. Many doctors just diagnose a person with bipolar disorder and then give them a pill for the rest of their life. Also, they tell them they have to go to a psychologist. Yeah, here's a pill and go to a psychologist. You got bipolars, and basically that's it, right? They do not treat the root cause. What is the root cause of bipolar disorder? A pill just numbs you and doesn't cure you. What is the root cause of bipolar disorder? There is something in a person's life or in a person's mind that triggers them to have highs of highs and lows of lows. But at the end of the day, it comes down to this. Not being in full control of your mind and emotions or thoughts. That's right. When you have those highs of highs or those lows of lows, you're not in full control. So that's why you go so high, you reach the highest of the highs or the lowest of the lows, because you're not in full control of your emotions, thoughts, or mind. By not being in full control of your mind, emotions, or thoughts, it allows your thoughts and mind and emotions to be in control of you. Yes, your thoughts, emotions are in control of you. But my friends, Here's a secret. You are the master of your world. You have the power over your thoughts, mind, and emotions. Can I repeat that? You have the power over your thoughts, mind, and emotions. You can choose what thoughts you allow into your mind. You can choose what emotions you feel. You can also choose the intensity. You could choose you're the master of your world. So you could choose if you want to be super happy, you could positively charge that happiness in you. Or you're just mediocrely happy. You hold the dial of the level of energy that you want to put towards happiness and joy or sadness and loneliness. You control that dial within you. You can choose not to be depressed or sad. You can choose not to be angry and lash out at people. Now that I think that many people have experienced some form of bipolar disorder in their life. Yes, many people have experienced some type of bipolar disorder in their life. It's just that many people don't go to a doctor and get it diagnosed, or many people grow out of it or grow into it. It's, some people have it for a little bit, and then some people just seem to grow out of it, or some people have it for their whole life. Most of it goes undiagnosed. But I want to share with you my own experiences. So this is from my life. All right, so when I was 17, I was diagnosed by a doctor that I had clinical depression or severe depression, and it was I saw a neurologist, the head doctor, right? And they asked me all these questions, and it's like, oh, you got this whatever depression disorder, and they gave me a whole bunch of pills and said I had to go counseling. Well, I was poor, and I didn't go to counseling because I couldn't afford to go to counseling. I didn't have no insurance. And the medication, well, I took that for a while, but it just numbed my senses and didn't make me feel whole and complete. So I stopped taking them. Well, when I was a teenager, all the way up to when I was all the way up to my 20s, sometimes I would suffer from crazy emotional episodes. Sometimes at a drop of a hat, I would get extremely angry and lash out. Sometimes I would be super loving and caring. Sometimes I would get so depressed. Yeah, sometimes I would get so depressed that I wouldn't even leave my room for days. I would be in a super sadness. And all I would do is dwell on my negative, sad, depressed thoughts. And I couldn't get out of it. And then I wouldn't be motivated and I thought life was hopeless. And it was bad at some point in my life. It got pretty bad. Sometimes I suffered from a really extreme case of anxiety, where I almost would have panic attacks. And to self-medicate, I self-medicated with dealing with all this. I would self-medicate by smoking pot. And, well, I don't smoke pot no more, but at the time I felt like it helped me. But I realized that just was a Band-Aid on a bigger situation. And that situation was I wasn't in control of my mind or thoughts or emotions. And I let them drive the steering wheel of my car for so long, I wasn't in control at all. But now I chose the path of self-mastery, and because I chose the path of self-mastery, I'm in full control of my life. I'm in full control of my emotions. I'm in full control of my thoughts. And so I'm trying to create this video so that I could help you through my own experiences, So, I've experienced the highs of highs and the lows of lows. I think most beings in their life have gone through something like this in their life. So if you have bipolar disorder, know this. There's nothing wrong with you. Let me repeat that. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not emotionally damaged. Get that thought of, if anybody thinks that they're broken or emotionally damaged, kick that thought out of your mind, or kick that thought out of your beingness. We're all children of God, or whatever you want to call it. You got that divine spark in you, and you're amazing beings. And know that you got the same light energy in you from the stars above. So you're not broken, and there's nothing wrong with you. Get that out of your mind. All right, so So I'm going to give you another opinion, all right? So I have to state the opinion thing for the video. A person with bipolar disorder just has less control of his or her mind and emotions and thoughts. Yeah, you just have less control. Let's say an average person is in control of their mind 20% of the time, and their emotions 20% of the time. The person with bipolar maybe is 3, 5, or 10% in control of their emotions, mind, and thoughts. And that's why you lose control sometimes, because you're not in control. So you got to learn to get in control of your mind, emotions, and thoughts. So this is where self-mastery comes into play. A person can choose to become the master of their world or of their life. So I mentioned briefly my history and my own experience, and just know I sugarcoat it because I need to keep it short for this video. But I went through some crazy trials and errors in my life, some crazy times. But the person I am today is so different than when I was a younger person or when I was a teenager in early 20s. I've changed over the years, and I didn't get this way by overnight. It took years of self-mastery and self-work, inner work on myself. But know that I don't get depressed no more. I don't take medication. I no longer lash out in anger. I no longer have emotional mood swings. I no longer get anxiety. I no longer get sad or at random moments in my life. I don't get sad or depressed. How did I accomplish this? How did I accomplish removing these aspects of myself? It's simple. I chose the path of enlightenment. I chose the path of self-mastery. Not long after, I learned something very important. Once I learned the path of self-mastery, I learned something important. You want to know what that thing is? What I learned? Ready? Here's the secret. You can choose how you feel. You can choose how you feel. You have the power over your own life. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be sad. You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to be loving. You are in control of your mind, thoughts, and emotions. You can choose this like a light switch. When you get that state of sadness, you can choose to flip that light switch and switch it to happiness. It takes time, but you can learn how to do that. Self-mastery. So if you're interested in managing your bipolar disorder better, here are a few steps that you can incorporate in your life. And then another cool thing about all this is that you can also, it's not cool, but you can stay on your medication. Everything I'm going to talk about, you can practice while you're on your medication, so it doesn't mess up anything if you have a routine of medication. You can even go to see your psychologist. So ready? Here are the steps. Step 1, choose the path that leads you to become your greatest self. If you're wondering how to become your greatest self, I have a video on this channel. It's called Becoming Your Higher Self or Becoming Your Greatest Self. I can't remember right now, but I have a video that goes in detail on how to become your greatest self. How I, mastered all these aspects of myself is because I chose to become my greatest self. So I strive every day to become the greatest version of myself. So step 1, choose to become the greatest version of you. Step 2, learn and practice meditation daily. Oh, that meditation word. Many people are like, I can't do it. Well, you have to learn. Get the word I can't out of your vocabulary and say I can, or at least say I can try to do it. Meditation helps a person to become the master of their mind, emotion, and thoughts. How do you think I conquered all my inner self or my outer self so well? Meditation. You see, meditation was the biggest influence, and it's what has made the biggest difference and impact on my life. It's because I started doing meditation. Even though, be honest, I dislike meditation, and at first I really struggled with meditation. And I couldn't do it daily. I would do it for a couple days and then go a month without doing it. But when I started adding meditation daily, it was a game changer. Because meditation is the foundation that helps you to self-mastery. It helps you to learn how to control your mind. So step 2 is, please, if you got bipolar disorder, learn how to meditate, or at least try it for a week or two, and then form your own judgment. And if you want to learn how to meditate, I got a video on this channel too about meditation. Step 3, mindfulness. Be conscious of your thoughts, emotions at all times. Learn to gain control over your thoughts and emotions. So always be aware of what enters in and out of your mind. Always be aware of what emotional state you're in. If you see yourself getting sad or depressed, don't allow that emotion or thought to take root into your being. Reject that thought and emotion and replace it with a positive thought or emotion. This may seem hard to do at first, but with practice, you'll get strong mentally, and you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to reject thoughts and choose what state of mind you want to be in. You gotta learn not to let anything enter into your mind or emotions without going through your own master filter, so to speak. So you are your master of your world. So you gotta put up some type of filter in your mind. And so when a thought or emotion comes into your mind, you say, I accept that thought or emotion, or I reject that thought or emotion. So if a thought of severe depression or sadness enters into your mind, you say, nope, I reject that thought, and I kick it out of your mind. And then you replace that thought with, maybe you think of a happy memory of, some type of happy memory or something that makes you extremely happy, and you put that in place. You do not allow any negativity to enter your mind or emotions. So practice mindfulness. Learn to expand your consciousness and awareness. How aware are you of your mind and thoughts? 5%, 10% of the time? Well, the self-mastery, your goal is to be mindful of your thoughts and emotions 100% of the time. So step 4 is stay away from triggers. So there's tons of things that trigger us, especially if you have bipolar disorder. What triggers you? You know what triggers you. There might be a past relationship that you had in your life, and when you're around that person just brings you down into negativity or brings out the worst in you. Learn that. So stay away from triggers. Or there's certain TV shows or something that are dark or like horror type movies that trigger you. Turn them off. Turn them away. Stay away from what triggers you. So triggers can be like a place, a person, or even substances, drugs and alcohol. If certain drugs or alcohol triggers your bipolar disorder, or then stay away from it. So step 5, add positive affirmations into your life. Look into the mirror and say, I am the master over my thoughts, emotions, and mind. Let me repeat that. Look into the mirror and say, I am the master over my thoughts, mind, and emotions. Learn to incorporate positive affirmations. You could also go say another one. Say, I'm aware of my thoughts, emotions, and mind at all times. You could say, I'm in full control over my mood swings. I'm in full control of my actions. I'm the master of my life. I'm energetically and emotionally balanced. Be creative, my friends. You could think of any type of positive affirmation. Think of what works best for you and make an affirmation for that. And then start repeating that daily, hourly, every time you hop in the shower, every time you get out of the shower, until it sinks in. Positive affirmations really do work if you actually utilize them in your life. Step 6, this is the last one. Surround yourself with positivity. Surround yourself with positive people. Negative people will only bring you down and may trigger your bipolar. Negative people may trigger you. But if you surround yourself with positive people, they will lift you up and encourage you to be your greatest self. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert on bipolar disorder. I just know so many people who have this disorder. I can only share with you my opinion and what helped me gain control over my emotions, thoughts, and mind. yeah, I'm just sharing with you guys what helped me, and I'm trying to maybe just a little bit of what helped me could help you. You know, I'm human. Sometimes I slip up, but for the most part, my life has been amazing since I chose the path of self mastery. Because not only did I learn how to control my mind, thoughts, and emotions, but once I did that, I also learned how to make better life decisions. When I made better decisions in my life, or chose to do better actions in my life, that also led to me living a better life and obtaining better success and awesomeness in my life. So I hope this video is helpful. I wish you the best. Consult a doctor, but you could try all this. You could learn how to control your mind, my friends. Learn to control your emotions. So that if you are bipolar, or if you have a bipolar disorder, the next time that you feel that whatever's triggering you, first you gotta learn what's triggering you. Look within yourself and truly look what triggers those outbreaks in you, or those emotional highs or lows. And maybe it's something bad that happened in your past, and you have to learn to look at that with the lens of forgiveness and accept it. Maybe it wasn't pretty, that whatever happened to you, but you gotta learn to be like, hey, it's happened. I can't dwell on it, and just remove that from your beingness. Don't let that hold you back in life. There was many things through my childhood that were sad and depressing, and I used to dwell on them, and they used to make me angry and lash out. And over time, I learned to look within and do the inner healing in myself to become a better person, and learn that all that bad memories and garbage in my past, I don't allow that to affect my future. Back in the day when I was young, I didn't know any better. But now I choose the path of enlightenment, and I choose to shine a light within myself and get rid of all the darkness, remove all that negativity, all those negative emotions and memories, all those negative triggers. And I choose the light. I choose positivity. Anytime something negative, or if I get sad or lonely or depressed, I instantly recognize it, and I say, no, not today. You're not taking root into my mind or my being. And I kick it out, and I choose, and I strive to be happy. So I wish you the best, my friends. I'm not no expert, and it took me a lot of trial and error till I got to the point where I'm at, and I'm still growing. So I encourage you to grow. Master your mind, thoughts, and emotions. Add meditation. Seriously, meditate. Well, I ranted long enough. So with that, God bless, my friends, and I wish you the best. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you. Good luck, everybody.